Hello everyone, Tav here. I'm just cutting in before the action to let you know this episode is part of a campaign sponsored by Hatchlings Games, the creators of Cryptid Creeks. Hatchlings Games are an indie studio based in the UK who have made great accessible games that are fun for all ages. You may recognize them from games like Inspirals and Dragon Dowsers. If you're interested in checking out their Kickstarter, you can follow the link on screen or look in the doobly-doo below. We are very excited to play Cryptid Creeks for you today, and I hope you enjoy it just as much as we do. So grab your backpacks, your flashlights, and your definitely not cursed diary, and let's dive into the mysterious world of Cryptid Creeks. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cryptid Creeks. It is 30 degrees. I am wearing a body warmer, and now for your general enjoyment, a hat, and I've got my coffee. So I'm literally going to be dying, but at least I'll be caffeinated. So before we kick off the show, I would like to introduce you to all of our cast members, starting with Kai. Who are, what do, where can we find you, and why do you do it?
My name is Kai DeJesus. I am a podcaster or someone that also works on behind the scenes of podcasts. Depends on what show you're looking at. I'm a DJ and I'm a writer and I do like a bunch of random different things. I feel like every time I do this, I say one new thing that I forgot to mention before. Last time it was that I'm the person behind Free Monster of the Week resources, a database of all fan-made Monster of the Week resources. I also am a writer for my local newspaper, Slice of Culture. I write for stuff about New Jersey, which is where I'm based, but also about representation and what it means to exist as a person in America. And I also do podcasts. I believe I have mentioned this. Seton Hall Undergraduate Leaders Podcast and Call Paul. You can find literally everything I've ever done on KaiDeJesus.com. Just in case I can throw that out there, it's DeJesus. It is DeJesus. Just find me. Just look me up.
Amazing. Then next up, Sunny is not here right now. So their character will be, I believe we decided on attending a regionals with their youth baseball league, with their youth
Yeah.
baseball team in the big city. They may be joining us later during the session, but no promises there. Sometimes schedules just don't align properly, sadly enough. So, without further ado, I would like to pass it on forward to Natalie. Where can we find you? What do you do? How do you do it? Where do you do it? And why do you do it?
Yeah. Hi,
When?
everybody. Yes, when. I'm Natalie. Find me a lot of places. Ghost Candle on Twitter, Instagram, others. Ghostly Candle on Twitch and YouTube. I'm exhausted artist by day, extra exhausted tabletop player by night, or just all the time. It happens all the time. Find me a lot of places. If you don't see me here, if you don't see on my own channel where I do solo stuff and variety of gaming and all that kind of thing, I've been on Zeal Zaddy. We're playing Kids on Brooms. I will be on Girls Runs These Worlds playing Under the Floorboards on Monday nights. And I'll be running a game called Night on Monday nights too. So lots of things
Amazing.
happening for me.
Also, hi to Neversquid. Our faithful mod is currently in chat, so spammers, bots, and other ne'er do wells, beware.
Yeah.
Finally, Cosmic. What do? Where find? How? Why? When? And where? I asked that
Hi,
twice.
I'm with the government and I'm here to help. In
Oh
all
no.
seriousness, in all seriousness, hi, my name is Michaela, otherwise known as Cosmic_Dezai on Twitter and Instagram, and also Blue Sky and Tumblr because I'm sad. But you can find me on Vancouver by Night, where I play a very threatening Sumitsi who definitely does not have anger issues. And you can also,
Amazing.
if you're in the DMV area, I am a drag queen.
Amazing. Then, finally, hi, I am Tav. You can call me Tavernaut. You can find me wherever Tavernauts are found. On Twitch? No. On YouTube? Yes. On Twitter? Answer unclear. Ask again tomorrow. On Blue Sky? Very much so. And on Discord? Still. So, I go by he, him pronouns, and I do the ttrpg thing. I also get mad at things and do charity about them. We had our charity where we had our Tavis mad at something charity stream recently, so it'll be a while for the next one. But if you are interested in being on these things, follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Twitter. That's where casting stuff generally drops, or subscribe here because casting stuff also drops into the community posts. Now, if you want to support this stream is supported partially by sponsorships, such as this one, and partially by viewers such as you. Um, if you want to, if you're interested in doing so, you can support the stream by going to that link, taf.yt/Patreon. Over there, you can find out more information on how to back, why to back, when to back, what to back with, money, and where to back on Patreon. Now, with all that out of the way, I think it's time to start. When we left off last session, our uh, our medic Raven was off in the big city on a field trip. Probably a really cool field trip. However, during that field trip on the last day before taking the bus home, you had a bad dream. Specifically, the specifics of the dream are yours. However, uh, they'll have something to do with how you knew Aunt Hilda, and they are uh, the following themes will be in it. It starts with Aunt Hilda facing off against a tall, tall, gaunt man in a suit who you don't quite recognize. You're watching this from behind as Aunt Hilda is standing with facing this tall, gaunt man. Behind Aunt Hilda is a massive hound, black fur rippling in the wind, and two giant eyes like pools of starlight, shining down menacingly on whatever this other creature is. As this happens, would you like to tell me a little bit about what this dream looks like and what your fondest memory with Aunt Hilda is?
My fondest memory with Aunt Hilda would probably be going to the rink-a-dink like bookstore that's in the town. Probably just because all the books would be like so old, but would have that smell to it that you tend to get. And they would be all crinkly and probably have notes in it, and would probably be for like $3. But they would be like the best books ever, and she would just pick up a ton of them and would be able to just splurge and pay for all the books for my character. The specifics of the dream, it likely not in part influence because the character likely goes out of her way to look at the scary creepypasta stuff online, but it would definitely take place within the woods. And also, every time you said this tall, gaunt man, she's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a proxy.
So real.
I think this is a bit of creepy pasta culture that I'm not familiar with.
It is.
It is.
But yeah, so as you stand in this forest, the branches around you creaking ominously as you actually see some black liquid dripping down from the trees. The entire world, aside from Aunt Hilda, is monochrome. Um, at that point, um, Aunt Hilda seems to realize you're standing there, and she just gives you a quick glance, and then looks at the beast and goes, looks at the man and goes, "You should leave now." And at that point, the beast behind her eyes glow, and it blasts the creature away for now, though you have a sense that he's definitely not gone. And at that point, she turns to you and says, "Oh, you kids are here. It's time for you all to wake up now." And as she says that, you look to your sides and you see your fellow river scouts standing there, and all of them like looking slightly freaked out at whatever is going on. And when she says "wake up," that's when you wake up in the big city in your bed, beep beep, to a text from the group chat that has Big B saying, "Willow, are dreams real?"
And then after that, there's like two there's a question mark exclamation mark from Wentz, and then Willow saying, "Yeah."
And
WTF?
after that, they're trying to continuously get in touch with Big B, and failing horribly because Big B has moved to the soccer field to train. Move to the sports field at the school to train with Coach Maury. At this point, we are going to time skip a little bit ahead. After Raven has arrived back in the city, probably by bus. As you all get out of the school bus, you have made your way to the clubhouse, which that's another thing you missed from last session. I misread something in the rules. Um, the island where I said you were all supposed to you were at, that is actually where Aunt Hilda lives, and you can't reach it until you get your first boat upgrade. So instead, you're now over here where that purple icon is.
Oh, okay.
And that actually is where we meet everyone as you come walking into the clubhouse, um, looking around you for your friends because surely they're probably here, and you don't see Bigby. Had to go to the city for regionals, but you do see Willow and Wentz, and they're looking around as like it's an absolute pandemonium. All of the books have been thrown off the shelves, and they are looking at a book that has fallen open, The Magnificent Mr. Fox. And you've read this book before, and as you look at it, you see it's fallen open on a page that you know very well that had this massive drawing of the fantastic Mr. Fox on it, and the fox is gone. There's just a blank page where that space was. And that is the scene set. Now we are going to go back to advancements because you know what's fun? Leveling up. You know what's extra fun? Leveling up each session so we can see more of the game. So I'm going to go around, starting with Kai. to ask you, what is your character leveling up?
As in, like, in the fiction, as in what would it look like, or as in mechanically, what is my character doing?
Both mechanically and what it looks like, if that is very relevant for your leveling up.
I'm still thinking about it slightly. My gut says that if I don't change a modifier, I'll get a badge, but only if I can justify getting a badge in the fiction.
For those
Uh,
of you, by the way, who are in the audience and are wondering what can you do when advancing, you have 6 potential advances. 1 second. No, never mind. You have 6 potential advances, which are 1, increase the strength modifier by 1. You can get that 2 times. Choose an additional badge. You can get that 2 times. And add an attachment to your pocket tool, which you can also get 2 times.
okay. I'm also looking at my stats to see if I grew at all. I feel like when it says that you can add, oh yeah, you can add +1 to a strength modifier. I'm just like so used to saying like D&D strength modifier. I have a strength modifier. Why is it not already there? I think I might bump up my attuned to a 1 instead of a 0. I think like we're getting more in touch with like weird stuff going on. I think it only makes sense that once becomes just a little bit more attuned.
Okay, very good. So go ahead and change that on your character sheet. And then I'll pass it on to Natalie. Have you thought about what upgrade you want to take?
Yeah, I am thinking I may take a badge and I'll just go in order as they appear. So for the conduit, my next badge is my uncanny friend.
Okay, go ahead and add that to the sheet and tell the audience what that does.
Yeah, so my uncanny friend badge allows that when using the eerie move, if I roll below a 6 on a die, I can reroll one of those dice. And then I must take the new result.
Excellent. Also, we've just been reminded to hydrate by Never Squid. So everyone go ahead and take a quick hydrate so we don't die.
My cup lights up, but it'd be awful to look at on stream because it's just flashing lights.
Oh
Yeah.
no, no! Please don't give everyone on stream an epileptic seizure. That is very in streamer culture that is considered a dick move.
Yeah, but it's cute. Well, the cup is cute as long as you don't have epilepsy, or as long as you don't press the button.
So finally, Cosmic, have you had a chance to look at the advancements?
I am thinking about going for a badge as well, but I'm going to do best under pressure.
Excellent. And can you tell the stream what that does?
During the third phase of the curse, your level head and medical knowledge kick in, giving you the ability to reduce a not level from any scout.
Awesome. Okay. I also realized that this game actually wants me to punch way harder with misfortune. So I'm going to be punching way harder with misfortunes.
Oh.
You came back at the exact right time, Cosmic. Well done.
My schedule got really busy all of a sudden.
Okay, that's the coffee finished. And immediately go for the water. Because it's still... Oh, it's only 23 degrees right now. But I can tell you it's way hotter inside. Because our houses hold heat. So, there's one more thing you have to decide as River Scouts, and that is with relation to your playbook, as in to the book of your. Drop it on screen for everyone to see. This is you've got two options. As you all advance, you get to choose to either upgrade your clubhouse or to upgrade your boat. If you upgrade your clubhouse, you get to remove an additional misfortune at the end of the session. So instead of removing one misfortune at the end of the session for everyone, you get to remove two. And you get with a boat upgrade, you get to sail to Bullrush Island, which is where your friend Aunt Hilda lives. So you can actually meet with Aunt Hilda and maybe get some information from her. Or and you can add the Gold Tooth Eerie, which is a creature that can locate sunken treasures to your boat. That can locate a sunken treasure every episode.
My gut, and I'm saying this in more of a just in case no one else has any sort of idea or doesn't want to make a decision. I like the idea of being able to go to Bullrush Island because I would like to see Anna Hilda. I think
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool. If anyone else has another thing that they're actually really really interested in, that's fine. That's just my. In case no one else is interested in anything else, I want to see Anna Hilda.
No, I also want to go there.
I am good with that as well.
Okay. I did send a message to Sunny, and Sunny says whatever the group decides. But upgrading the boat means we can travel further, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it does, and they all want that. Okay. So now that you've all made your choices, we'll move a tick onto the 2. And then it's time to resume. As as the world grows ever so slightly darker and color seems to seep out of it just a little bit more, we find ourselves in the second phase of the curse. Which I'm trying to understand the curse clock, because it seems to be going from moon to eclipsed moon to everything is doomed to moon is no longer eclipsing, which
It goes from twilight to eclipse to new moon to breaking dawn.
Obviously.
Obviously. I think that's the order. If it's not, please don't crucify me or something like that.
must you?
I feel like there's a big Gen Z resurgence in Twilight. I feel like I have to at least have to pander to our fans, our Gen Z, the Gen Z audience.
Let's ignore the fact that one of the characters you're supposed to feel bad for is a former Confederate Army soldier. Let's forget that. Please.
I don't even see it.
I had completely forgotten about that.
That was so weird. Peace and love. Actually, war and hate. That was kind of weird.
But then they gave him an accent. They made him as stereotypically South as possible. I don't even think people in Texas talk like that.
My boyfriend is from Texas. He and the rest of his family don't say they don't even have accents.
So, getting things back on track. I'm just getting a good thingy for the curse tracker. Yeah, that'll work. So I'll say that this is phase 2 then, because we are now in phase 2 of the curse. And you are currently both in you're currently all in the clubhouse, which is, like I said, utter pandemonium. What do you do?
I assume Raven is just coming in as we're
Mhm.
looking at this
Yes.
book.
Yes, Raven Darkness Dementia Ravenway is here. And even though she's like really edgy, she will not curse. Wh-
Frick!
What the what the heck is going on in here?
Oh, Raven. So glad you're back. I hope the field trip was insightful.
I hope no animals jumped out of books or something, which I think is going on.
What?
Yeah, we have a lot to tell you that happened in the past 24 hours. One, we're not allowed back at the public library. That's
Which-
fine.
I realize now that's not our fault. That was
It's
not our fault. Yeah,
Not our fault.
The breaking into the school, our fault.
Yeah, that did happen.
Is it really your fault if you don't get caught?
So true, and we didn't.
Yeah, no one saw us. It's fine.
There's no sauce.
Wait. What?
Okay, I guess we should try and think from the beginning. So we had the weird dream. And then we tried to.
Did you have the weird dream?
Maybe.
Like Aunt Hilda was there. There's strange man that was kind of slender and tall man, and then there was the big black beast.
Until was there.
Yeah, no, that does sound familiar.
And then we were all there together, and she's like, "You kids got to go."
Yeah.
Okay, so confirmation, we all had the same dream.
Okay, great. Bad, but also great. This is
yeah. So we thought, hey, this is weird. We're gonna go and see if we can research dream stuff. Went to the library and we found a really in-depth history book that had Aunt Hilda's writing, and I'll pull out. And then I'll start flipping to the page that we first saw her writing and the circling of the man, and I show it. So this man, which looks like the same kind of guy we saw in our dream, and then this writing right here says, "He is real."
And
So,
also the names of the
by the
previous
way,
mayors were there.
As a note, that would be your first clue. I'm also using this as a moment to recollate clues. So, clue.
Yeah.
The history of Halcyon Hollow, and that sets off my the part of me that really enjoys alliteration.
Yes.
Wait, so do you guys like I saw this on the wiki. Do you think
Like
we're like proxy?
the SCP?
No, not the SCP Foundation. I saw this on the Creepypasta wiki.
Okay.
Do you think we're like proxies?
I remember when he made me read the Tiki Toby fanfiction. I don't think any of our mayors were involved in that one. So I'm going to say probably not. Unless our mayors are involved, or the mayors little are involved with 2Ds, as we all know.
But like, there was that wolf there who, like, if you squint, it kind of looks like Smile Dog JPEG. It kind of looks like that.
I don't like. If I ever meet Slenderman, I'd hope that Jimmy Little is not like his proxy. I'm hoping. That's all I hope.
Yeah, we have this like sort of theory because we saw in the history book, like this guy on the podium was the first Mayor Little, and then we have this long history of every single like child of the Littles becoming mayor, just like inheriting the position because nepotism. So our current theory is they must have made a deal to have this guy be around. And Aunt Hilda mentioned a curse back in 62. A lot of weird stuff. So that was where we started. this history book. And then we got kicked out of the library. Miss Slice said we messed up the books when we didn't. We did not. Went to Jack Steiner. Apparently someone messed around with the menus there. Jill had no idea what was going on. So we helped Big B found a flyer, which had for pest extermination with a mouse, but the mouse was missing a chunk of it. That was for Dave's Rat Busters. So we went to see if we could find another flyer, and on a real flyer, the mouse was different and it had its cheese. So that was something else we found. And then I think we went to the school after. Yes, we went to the school after. And
yes, and that's where we saw the mess of random books. Like, I thought, oh, maybe it's like a history and it's all about the mayors. It wasn't. Especially when we went in and looked, it wasn't anything in particular.
Yeah. And we eventually came to a point where we realized animals, like pictures of animals, were missing from the books, in which I saw a weird paper cat. I thought I was just having my eerie vision thing going off, but no, I guess something popped out of the book. And then we came here and I gestured to the pile of books on the ground, with our books on the ground. So currently animals are popping out of books and weird tall guy is around.
That's not concerning at all.
Yeah. So probably not proxies. Sorry.
It's not. I
would
think it might be very concerning.
No, we're not proxies. We're probably not going to be proxies. We're not going to be recruited by Slenderman. Sorry, Raven.
Making notes.
We're not today.
We could have gone to the Slender Mansion. I think we would have been really great proxies.
The what?
The
The
Slender
Slender
Mansion.
That's where
The
everyone lives.
Yes.
In their found family.
Exactly. Could have went to the Slender Mansion. I saw on the creepypasta wiki. Let me get it. I'm not crazy. It's on the creepypasta wiki.
It's
I
on
mean,
AO3.
that too is debatable, but okay.
Get in the comments. It's on AO3, or more accurately, probably Wattpad. Peace and love.
Wait. We don't. I'm an adult. I don't go on Wattpad. I use DeviantArt. Tumblr.
Something adults definitely say.
I'm an adult. I'm 14 years old. We're 14 years old. We can handle this.
Exactly. We drink coffee.
So, yeah, you did once, and you didn't like it.
It tasted delicious.
It was fun. It was
delicious.
Right. Anyway, dragging things back. You are currently sitting in your scout clubhouse. Your ship is waiting just outside, and you have a curse to deal with. What would you like to do next?
I mean, does it feel like the animals are doing something bad, or are they just causing havoc? Because
the animals that have escaped from the books seem to be acting the way the animals in the books would expect them to act. So long as no one has a Norse sagas book or a Little Red Riding Hood book, you're probably not dealing with Fenrir or the Fenris wolf or why were both of the examples that I thought of wolves?
wait, I want to this is also a really important distinction because we've clarified that the hot YA novels of 2017 are in this clubhouse, and that includes the Hunger Games. and you mentioned the Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is also here, and the fox is gone. Is the I believe it's a
No,
Mockingjay
there
in
are
one of
no
Hunger
tracker
Games.
jackers.
Okay, so very specifically, it seems that the Tracker Jackers, they're Tracker Jackers and Mockingjays, they stayed within Suzanne's
Right.
Collins
Okay. So
fine work.
as you're going through the books,
Mhm.
this is actually a good question because, and this is curse stage 1. Nothing actively hostile seems to have come through yet.
Mhm.
So everything that's come through is either generally positive or at the very least like trickster levels of villainous.
It'd be really bad if us if us teenagers had to fight a dragon. I hope that doesn't happen.
Start making notes.
Kick
Thank you
away
for
my
the-
dungeon crawl books.
I would like to I would like to thank all of my players for giving me ideas.
I want to at least have a 401k before I go and fight a dragon or something.
Anyway,
Is
Well,
there? Yeah. Willow, what's your idea?
I mean, we sort of strengthened up our boat a little bit as we came back here. Maybe we should just try and get to Aunt Hilda.
Yeah. Nothing. I want to. It's good to be proactive rather than reactive to the situation. See what she has to say about it.
But what about like
okay.
all the
So
animals out here? Like what? Like if they get out or someone comes here, like
I mean, they're not in the room with you right now.
is the fantastic Mr. Fox in the room with you right now? Where in the room is he?
Yes, he is, and he's stolen all of my bacon. So, as you make your way out of the out into the little tight cave where your boat is sitting, the boat is definitely looking a little bit fancier. You've updated the sail on it, and it should be able to carry you at least through the rapids around Aunt Hilda's Island now. But as you get ready to unmoor your boat and get to sailing, you hear a bit of like rustling, skittering in your boat. It's coming from the little like chest that you have on the back of the boat that you use to like put snacks in and drinks. Not a chill chest, but just a regular like old supply chest.
Owlbear, is that you? Oh.
And Albert appears from behind you and just nuzzles up against you.
Okay. I'll give him a pet. Would anyone else like to join? No, just
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, I'll go over. It's either just a mouse or a rat, maybe a raccoon. Don't let it close to you, though. Remember, there's always rabies. Always be cautious.
I'm pretty sure it's
Or-
Owlbear. Is it Owlbear? Wait.
No, he's beside you now.
Oh, okay.
Albert is beside you. That was me informing you that no, that
Oh.
was in fact not Albert.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Who wants to open it? Who is the longest? Who who wants to open it?
I'll open it.
Okay.
I go over. I prepare my laser pointer from my tool just in case I need to like quickly distract whatever's going to pop out.
Mhm.
And then, all right, 3, 2, 1.
So, as you open it, there's another bit of rustling noise, and then out pops the head of a paper otter that
Oh,
has like a bag of
Otter.
one of your snacks in its hands and in its little paws, and it just looks up at you, looks down at the bag, looks up at you, opens its mouth, and you can see it has golden teeth, and it goes, and then looks back up at you.
You don't have organs. How are you eating this? Where is it going?
Yeah.
Wait, is it better or worse for a paper otter? Because like obviously we shouldn't feed otters food.
It does like shrug, and then
Oh.
and after it does that, it puts the bag back down, and there's just this smattering of cheese dust on its face.
Mm.
And then it looks up at you, looks down at the back, looks up at you, and goes in. Picks up a small rock and just holds it out towards Willow.
I'm being gifted. I'll take the rock.
You have received the otter's favorite rock. The otter is now your friend. And in case, for those of you who didn't realize, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but this is in fact the Goldtooth Eyrie, which is a creature that can locate sunken treasures for you.
Oh. Very
Not
sweet.
everything has to be horror.
That's the tension. Is it good? Is it cute like an otter? Or is it going to give you rabies? That's the real horror.
Like an otter. I don't actually know if otters carry rabies. If they do, if they don't, there will be a correction here.
Do paper otters carry paper rabies, or do they give you paper?
On paper, they do.
So should we? Let's keep our friend around just in case, like, he can also like sniff out weird
I love
things.
him. We got to give him a name.
Oh, you're so right. Goldtooth Eyrie sounds a little bit on the nose.
Yeah. So you're made of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell? Is there words on him that I can tell, like, what literature the otter is from?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good question. If I recall correctly, give me 1 second to double check something. Okay, so he's actually this author is actually not from any like literature that you have, but as you look him up and down, you begin to realize, wait a second, and you go to reach into the duffel bag that you're carrying and pull out a notebook that you've had for a while that has this big beautiful otter on the cover of it, and you look at it and the otter is gone.
Oh.
We can name it Willow too.
No. But if we want to go with tree theming, let's see. There's rowan, there's birch,
Ash,
jack pine.
It was from your notebook, so I think maybe you probably have the right to name it.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of liking jack pine. It sounds like such a, like, cool name. Like an action hero or something. Jack pine. The treasure hunting otter.
With gold teeth. Oh, it's even better. Because it's he's like an adventurer.
Yeah.
Well, is that your choice for the author's name?
Yeah, let's call him Jack Pine.
Amazing. He looks up at you as you say that and just chitters. You're not sure if he chitters in approval or chitters in disapproval, but he chitters, and then looks back at the bag of Cheez-Its and gives it a side eye, and then dashes back into it, and like the bag of Cheez-Its has just blown up from where the otter is inside it. And after a while, as you make your way onto the water, Jack Pine comes out entirely covered in Cheez-Its dust and just plops into the water, swims around, jumps up out, and
Oh.
is entirely free of Cheez-Its dust.
It's good to know they don't dissolve in water, because I was so afraid of that.
Yeah.
Now, remember our lines
know-
and veils, gents.
Okay, so real. Actually, you're so real. Okay. Whew.
Do we know where the mouth hole is on it? Like, how
It's
is
where
it
a mouth
consuming?
hole usually
No,
is on an
this
altar.
isn't me. This isn't me, the player, asking. This is me, the character, asking. Just like, how is it eating?
Oh, see he's got a muzzle and everything. He's kind of like a really intricate origami paper construction.
I hope that's correct.
But it's made out of paper.
Does it? I hope that's correct. Yeah. I don't know if I really want to question any more about paper anatomy or paper, like paper whatever, or well, not
And-
paper whatever, paper anatomy and paper animals. I want to figure out if there's paper poop or something.
Okay, you know,
Let's just say magic is weird and weird things can happen.
Yes.
So, you find yourself on the water now, which means that we can do something we haven't had a chance to do yet. Specifically, the crew move. Whenever aboard the cruise boat, you can engage with a fellow scout using this move. Play out a touching or meaningful moment to each clear an appropriate misfortune. Well, you all don't have misfortunes right now, but if you are practicing your hobby while using the crew move, you have the opportunity to stumble across a clue. So, which one of you would like to set this move in motion?
My pitch, if no one else has a pitch, I have a pitch. And that is, if we want to involve a character doing their hobby, Wens is rowing and he's listening to his music, and that's the rhythm of his rows. He's like, "You're going down, down in an early round, sugar, we're going down swinging." That's just like that's all I have in terms of how this starts.
Okay, who wants to jump in?
Well, I just got an otter friend, so if you want to go, Raven.
Okay, I got voluntold.
Pushed forward.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a pitch. Like Raven / Cosmic. I hope like I'm going to jump on like a whim to see if like our characters / we can connect as people that are of similar ages. I think at some point, because like Wence's music is on shuffle, and he's listening to music to help him row. At some point, the song, like, and you can like slightly change it. The song Five Nights at Freddy's by the Living Tombstone comes on. Okay, great. And he starts singing it.
Raven is definitely going to start popping to it.
Yeah.
He knows all the lyrics
Yeah.
to it, unfortunately.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Is that where you want
That's
him?
where you want to be.
So yeah,
That's it. Yep.
as you are rowing down the water, singing your song merrily, you go ahead and roll. I think it's just roll 2d6, right? I'm not sure if this actually goes with a modifier.
Who rolls? Just one of us or both of us?
The one who initiated, so I'd say Kai.
Okay. And it's 2d6?
Yeah, just 2d6. Okay, a 9.
Ooh.
So on a 9, your hobby is too distracting to talk about the curse.
Mhm.
So you're both just vibing and singing, and you don't notice as you're sailing down the water that the fact that the water is slowly becoming slightly more desaturated, and there's clouds beginning to form down the horizon.
Oh.
And that's when you arrive at Hilda's Island. And that's where we will take a quick break. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cryptid Creeks. We had a quick break, and now we are back with the continuation of the story. As our investigative youths find themselves at Bullrush Island, you pull your sailing boat on the shore and hop out. And you start making your way up to a very nice looking cottage. Clearly, a lot of thought and effort has been put into this. There's a little garden around it that both contains like vegetables, and there's probably a couple of chickens running around. And there's also this massive like flower garden that is controlled chaos. It's clear that someone is paying attention to it, but they're paying attention to it in such a way to make it not all neat and tidy, and there's just plants everywhere. This is Aunt Hilda's cottage. So what would you like to do?
Knock on the door, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So you knock and you wait a while, and then you knock again, and after a while longer passes, you hear like a bunch of shuffling inside, stuff being pulled to the side, and after a while, like the door creaks open ever so slightly, and a elderly woman, probably in her 50s, looks out. Hair still dyed pink, massively poofy. Looks out. Oh, kids. Oh, how? Uh, actually, no. Looks out. Goes. I. We don't. I'm not buying anything. I don't know. Oh,
Hi, Aunt
kids.
Hilda.
You made your way up here. Yeah. 1 second. Door swings open. Come in, come in, come
Oh.
in.
All 12 of the
Tea's
locks.
already brewing, and she walks over, grabs like a kettle. So, tea and biscuits, right? Tea and biscuits. Grabs a bunch of mugs, puts them on the table, puts a biscuit tin down. Don't worry about how she got these biscuits on the island. She probably bakes them. There's
Probably.
a whole bunch of assorted different mugs, all of them like slightly different in size, completely different in pattern. All of them slightly chipped from use, but still like generally lovely. And she puts them on what's clearly a handmade table and like pulls some chairs and goes, "Oh, sit, come on." And then sits down. Huh. There's usually 4 of you, right?
Yeah.
Digby has the big playoffs.
Yeah, regionals going on.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm cheering for him, and well, to what do I owe the pleasure of you visiting me? Big smile.
Well,
Well,
Did you have a weird dream that maybe involved us? Some weird guy.
I have so many weird dreams you
Oh.
wouldn't believe it. But um, you said some weird guy.
yeah, like he's tall and lanky, not quite human looking, but kind of human looking. And
Maybe you wrote
this,
about him in a book.
yeah, and
Oh no,
you
the peddler's
Christian Bale in that
peddler's
one
back
movie.
up to his old tricks again.
If you say so.
old
maybe.
tricks and again, and he's real.
Oh, absolutely. And to all of our dismay, honestly. Yeah. So, I guess you're here for the whole story. I didn't have a dream about you kids, but I've definitely had my encounters with this individual. Uh, you might know that he's not from around here. He's doesn't seem to be entirely human. Well, what me and my friends were able to find out, like in the 60s, was he's he always comes back, and he whenever he does, trouble seems to follow him. He well, he's a peddler of cursed items. So if you've been seeing him and strange things have been happening in the village, then he's probably given someone, or well, sold someone one of his strange items that do wondrous things, but you pay a terrible price for them, though not in money. You know, that sort of thing. Honestly, I think he's overly dramatic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have you like checked your books lately? Is there anything missing or is anything like messed up?
Did you find them on the ground in the morning?
No, and she points to the bookshelf, and the bookshelf is a complete mess, but it's once again organized mess.
Yeah.
No, everything's accounted for. But that would be the protections on this hut.
Okay. So we
So
don't need to worry about
no,
you.
I wouldn't have noticed even had something happened. This island, is hard for the peddler to touch. It's also what makes it particularly hard for traveling salesmen to get to there. They end up dashed against the rocks mostly.
Yeah, especially if they want to sell you like essential oils to like put like into your drinks
Yeah,
or smoothies or whatever.
candles.
Ugh.
But I
That
buy
was
like
both a
candles
visceral
and
reaction from
crystals.
Antilda and from me.
But I like buy candles and like,
Yeah, but
crystals and stuff like that. And I give you some of them and you never said it was weird before.
no, talking about like the candles, like those Scentsy candles that are just like mainstream. Everybody has it. Everyone can buy it.
Like if you
They
buy it in the
smell
store,
nice.
if you buy it in a store, that's normal. But if you have to buy it from a person that can only like sell you stuff, but you have to track them down, but they also want you to join their business, then
But it's indie.
it's weirder
It's
than the peddler.
indie. It's indie.
So let me just give you a general bit of advice from someone as someone who's lived for quite a while. Um, whenever someone tells you that you can buy something, um, and you won't have to pay in money, then there's generally something fishy going on, whether it is the
Yeah.
peddler or multi-level marketing schemes.
But I got this crystal and it says that it's supposed to boost my confidence. And
And does
I
it?
didn't have.
Did you get it from
I, f-
Herbalife?
If
I
it
don't know
works
what
for
her name
you,
was. She
that's
was wearing a
great.
hood.
Mhm.
If it works for you, that's great.
Yeah.
And that's the magic, and the magic that powers the crystal can't work without you.
But I had
And
to
if
get this
that
crystal.
crystal is what gives what empowers your confidence, then it's a good crystal.
I got it
Just
from a lady in the park.
don't get anyone to sell. Don't get roped into sell crystals for someone else to get your crystals. Hey,
But I want to give people a lot of amethyst, and I tend to sell it for like $10.
Start an Etsy. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's where the true indies are. It's fine.
Anyway, I'm sure you came here with questions rather than dubious business advice. I can't, we can talk dubious business advice too, but um, if you're here, which you are, and you've seen the peddler, which you clearly have, then something is coming, or it might have already arrived. Has anything strange happened in the village?
Wait,
Yes.
I have a tab question.
Yeah.
Was the otter able to get into the house, or is the otter like in the boat?
That's a very good question, and the answer is as she's talking to you, there's a little bit of rustling in the messenger bag that Willow has with her. Just opens up slightly as the otter just peeks its head out and goes,
Oh, Jack.
and at which point Aunt Hilda just looks at him and goes, "Oh, that's a cutie. Well, they always show up differently." As she scritches the otter under his chin.
Always show up
The gold tooth.
differently.
Yeah,
Oh
how did it show up for you?
yes. Every curse, every curse the Eries, well, they the Eries aren't they're not bad, but they are created by the curse. They're created by effects of the curse on the rest of the world. So if the curse is this active already, then oh well, you better tell me more. But yeah, no, they show up differently from from curse to curse. Like Cressy here, as you hear a meow, and like a cat jumps onto her a cat jumps onto her shoulder and moves around, and just an entirely black cat. It's almost seems a little too sleek to be real. Um, Almost like it's made out of shadow and night stuff, and looks up at all of you, merps, and then uh, looks at the looks at the altar and just does a tilts head and goes, and then merps again and just settles back down on Hilda's shoulders. See, different.
And I assume they're not always fun and cute and friendly the entire time, right? Does it
They
get
are not.
worse? Okay.
I mean, some of them like they don't get worse. They're not bad. They just act on their nature, and sometimes their nature is to be dangerous to people. But that one is definitely a good boy, and well, you'll find more good than bad among the Eries, at least. Uh, the truly bad things you'll find with the curse itself.
So we know someone, you, who like went through the curse. What can we do to like stay a step ahead? Like, what would you have done if you knew what was? If you could do it again, what would you do first?
Well, it changes with all of the curses. It will get progressively worse. The peddler has given away an item, probably related to the curses you're experiencing. Um, and well, someone in the village will have received that item from the peddler, and well, they might know that they're cursed and enjoy the power of the item too much, so they keep using it, or they just don't even know that the item is affecting them. Now, if you've seen the peddler, you've seen the cryptid too, right?
As in, wait, yeah,
A
I think,
massive black dog,
Yeah.
lots out the sky,
yeah.
eyes like pools of starlight.
Mm-hmm. Is it friendly?
Oh yes. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it won't hurt you. It's a protective spirit of sorts. It it reacts when when curses happen, and it destroys them. So, I mean, friendly if you're not a curse or the peddler.
Okay. So you're saying that we got to take this item to the cryptid, and then then everything's gonna be okay after they.
And then yes, light show, things go boom, and with a bit of luck, that'll do it. And with a bit of luck, the peddler hasn't given out any more of his party favors.
Wait, but how do we find the person that got the item?
Well, that's a good question. Well, let's start at the beginning. What's happening in town? I haven't been keeping up.
Well, we seem to be finding books kind of off the shelves and misplaced. And currently, at least the friendly animals are being pulled out of them, and similar to Jack Pine here.
Hmm.
It seems like if I'm trying to connect all the dots together, and what I'm seeing
Mhm.
is the animals are either coming out of the pages or being created from the pages. Someone like if someone has like a disagreeing theory, tell me, but I think it's that. And if it's supposed to get worse, well, I was looking at our copy of the Hunger Games, and we still have like the Jabberjay and the Mockingjay that's still on there, but I'm thinking that it's gonna get worse. Like the less real creatures are gonna come out. Like and then that's when the real stuff starts hitting the fan.
Well, that's a real possibility. Um, that that would have that would match with what's happened before. You say it's been a little more than a day now since this started.
I think we encountered the cryptid, not yes. Is it
The
still
night before yesterday.
the night before yesterday? Yeah.
We went
Okay.
home, slept, had the vision, woke up, and that's when we
Okay.
started noticing the books.
Right. Well, in that case, at the normal rate that these things go, you'll have a few more days until it really kicks off. So you've got some time, but you should really use that time to gather up clues, find who the cursed item belongs to, and then find a way to get that cursed item away from them. Just hope they didn't take it willingly, with the knowledge of the curse being there, because those are the hardest ones to deal with.
Wait, so you don't have to like want to take it. You can just like take it for funsies, or
mean-
because you don't even know what you're doing.
I mean, at some of the times, the peddler has literally just walked up to someone and gone, "Here, have a candlestick," and if they go like, "Okay, yeah, sure," well then curse transfers over to them, and they're now cursed. And well, there was someone who kind of went and yeah, I don't like the littles.
Okay,
Hmm.
what's that? What was that?
Mhm.
Don't worry about it. They probably have nothing to do with it this time.
Okay,
No, spill the
This
tea,
time?
please. Spill
the
the tea.
yeah. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'd rather not talk about what happened.
Because legal reasons, or because like you don't want to besmirch a reputation, or
Oh no, fuck them.
okay,
Just
okay.
in general,
Ooh,
things happened, and I'm still processing those.
It's an
Even
X.
40
They're
years later.
X's. I'm saying this out of character. They're X's. I don't know if you know like like if this is common in any of your tables, but I've seen this being used as a someone saying stuff out of character. So instinctively, when I say something that's a joke but meant to be in character, but also it's not actually like my character's not saying this. I just do this.
Gotcha.
they were roommates.
They were roommates.
Oh, they're X's. Now I got it. Like I was
Yeah,
like
they're
X's,
X's.
like as in the cross, as in like
No.
the X card.
Former
What?
lovers.
Yeah.
Oh
Enemies
my
to
god, they
lovers
were
to enemies
roommates.
again.
Enemies to lovers to that annoying person you kind of tolerate but don't really want to associate with.
Yeah.
So anyway, if books, you said. You tried the library?
Yes. Which then we got kicked out because the book stuff, because Miss thought we did it.
You know, we haven't tried the librarian, so maybe we could follow her and see if she's gonna do something suspicious or weird, or if she has anything suspicious or weird, like I don't know, like a magic rod or something like that sticking out of her bag or something, like a magic wand or crystal or I don't
Ew,
know.
Harry Potter was gross since the last movie came out.
So, she goes, "Ah, well, I mean, the librarian is a very good first step if the curse involves books. Um, maybe as the curse progresses, it'll also make itself more known what's going on. So that'll probably help too. Now, who wants more cookies?" As she opens up the cookie jar again and goes, like hands it around.
Yay.
Now, don't now. Uh, Now, if you're heading back to town, gotta make sure you don't. Gotta make sure you don't go hungry on your journey. So just start stuffing cookies in a bag. Now, don't eat these all at once, or you'll spoil your appetite. Um, at which point, the otter just sneaks one of the cookies and just starts.
Is that bad?
And
I'm gonna ask on Hilda. Is that bad? Can we like feed him like human food? Is it better or worse to give that?
Is there like a time frame? We're not allowed to feed them.
I mean, typically you're not
midnight?
supposed to give chocolate to dogs. Does that work with paper beavers?
Yeah, great question.
So from what I found, the Eries are magnificently resilient. They'll. I mean, some of them just don't eat at all. Some of them seem to really enjoy eating. I haven't ever met an Erie with an upset stomach. They're also not. They're not entirely mortal. They. That one will be around for a while, so you best get used to him.
All right.
And he looks up. He looks back up at her and just. And dives back into the bag.
All right. So I guess we go hunt down the librarian.
Wait, can we have a scene on the boat before we go hunt down the librarian, like on the way back? All right. I think Wentz like doesn't even like he puts in half an earbud to like row to, and he says, "There's definitely something weird going on with the Littles and on Hilda.
Oh yeah.
I think they're exes. I think someone broke up."
What? That's
How-
weird to think about.
I mean, why
don't
would you
know.
want to talk about it?
Okay. Here's
Why
the-
would someone date Aunt Hilda? Sorry.
Why would
Actually,
someone want to date a little?
exactly. That's the bigger question. Who would date the Little? Aunt Hilda's
It must have been like
attached.
a bad night.
Aunt Hilda is a
I-
cottagecore baddie.
What?
think-
What are you even saying?
I think someone, a certain Raven, has just admitted to fancying a certain Jimmy.
Oh,
Wait, what?
is this true?
Wait, what? What did I just accidentally walk myself into?
Did you?
Well, Jimmy Little is about your age and is the son of Mayor Andrew Little and is very much like the uptight. Think Pacifica from Gravity Falls, but
Oh, okay.
gender bent.
And it's more about, I feel like what's funnier to me is less about the fact that he's probably rich and more the fact that he's like the youngest heir in like a mayoral dynasty. I think the mayoral dynasty part is the funny. It's not a company, it's not like a presidency. It's just the fact that he's
It's
like,
just they're all mayors.
they're all
Yeah.
mayors,
They're all
which is such a small municipality.
Oh my god, they were mayors.
Oh my god, they were mayors.
As you say that, now in character, now that I got that. She's just like, no! Stop it.
Wow, I am so
And like
convinced.
looks away, flustered. Stop it! No!
But on Hilda, like, I don't know, like, here's my line of thought. If it was a curse thing, I think she'd want us to be prepared and say, like, yeah, the Littles are so suspicious. Sus, even though that's a word that won't be used in 5+ years.
What's a
You can be the inventors of that word.
Yeah, we like he's a little suspicious. Like that entire family sus. But like she didn't say that. She just said, I don't want to talk about it. Which tells me that like it's bad, but it's not relevant. Exes. Why would we need to know about Aunt Hilda's past boyfriends? And why would she want to tell us that one of them's a little?
But no one said boyfriends. Why are you bringing up boyfriends?
It's one of my mystery solving skills, and I've solved it. I've connected to the two dots. I've connected them.
Out of interest, what was everyone's hobbies again?
I play tarot cards.
I am that person that goes onto the wikis and will tell you about this new cool monster I found.
I have a proposal for a crew move because
Mhm.
this is actually one of the heartfelt scenes. I feel, or at the very least, touching scenes. Um, and I'll suggest, and this is entirely your thing, so you can say no to this. But I'd suggest that as they're bickering about this, Willow is just laying out a tarot spread to see whether or not uh, Raven and Jimmy are compatible.
Oh my
I'm
God.
down. I can lay a 3-card right now. My deck is right here.
Ooh.
I am for that.
Do it, do it, do it.
Ready?
Go ahead and make me an attune roll as well while you do that.
Mhm,
Just active denial.
mhm. A 5 of Cups, what's that doing in here?
I have no idea what that means.
I think 5 of
Okay.
Cups is a good card, and Cups generally relates to relationships.
Yeah, relationships, emotions.
Hmm.
The Five of Cups suggests you're stuck in the past and can't let go.
Okay, never mind. That's the wrong one. I know about it, but not that much. I think
So
it's
you
2
have
of
a
Cups.
plus 1 to your default attune, and then +2 base to your attune because of Cryptid Compass, right? Or is that only when you interact with?
That's only when I cryptid compass is only when I do an eerie move.
Okay, so just a 9 + 2 makes it an 11 instead of a 12. So you don't get the full effect, but on an 11 for the crew move, you're actually going to find a. You are actually going to find a clue, and I'm. On a 10 plus, you find a clue. Your navigator describes what you uncover. So I would like you to do the card spread. Tell Raven what this means,
I have a
and then
question
I'll continue
before.
with the clue that you find in the cards.
I have a question before Natalie/Raven does it. I don't know who I'm asking the question to. Are you doing a 3-card spread, or are you specifically doing like a love spread? Because I know that some of them can be very like
Yeah,
compact.
I'm just doing 3-card because
Mhm.
different love spreads will get a lot longer, and I'm not going to monopolize this stream for tarot reading.
That's a different genre.
Yeah, totally different. So to keep it vague and simple, but for fun, here's what I drew. In the past, it is the Hangman, which is a sort of introspection, a moment of being suspended and uncertain. In the present, it is death. Now, it does not mean death or bad. It just means the ending of a cycle. And in your future,
This is that default trope of yes, I've drawn death, and that doesn't mean death.
yes. And then in the future, it is judgment. So something must be decided.
Hmm. I know that sometimes I view death as change, so I guess like obviously you have your own interpretation, but I guess what I'm seeing is, oh, like you looked into yourself, so you made a change, and what does that mean? Well, like you're gonna get what you deserve for changing.
This is very much a spread of going through a cycle, going through a rebirth
Yeah.
and a change.
You know what? Sorry for bursting out laughing there and ruining the moment.
Mm.
When you went with the "you get what you deserve," I just immediately had
Get
the
what you
Joker
fucking
moment.
deserve. You get what you fucking deserve. Hey, Murray.
But yes, so you read that out and go ahead and tell us what that tells your character about Raven and Jimmy. Also, I would like to offer before just general safety tools wise. I want Cosmic to just want to do a quick check in. Are you okay with the way this is progressing?
I am perfectly fine with it. Raven only
good.
has love for her fanfiction characters anyway, so.
Oh, it's like a funny teen puppy love that doesn't actually go anywhere.
Exactly.
Very good. In that case, I'll ask Willow to continue.
So, interpretation, whatever it is, whatever the feelings are, is going to come into a cycle. you're going to move on in a way and make that decision for yourself, because power to you, girl boss and all that.
I'm still trying to get through Vampire Diaries. Please don't spoil it for me.
Well, see, there you go. Maybe the cards were just saying finish the book so you can move on to your next cycle of books.
Nah, that can't be it. Just continuing to row.
So, as you oh, that's actually very very good. Yeah, as you continue to row, I'm trying to check which tarot card I want to drop as the hint. So this'll take a second.
Okay.
Um,
Oh no.
It's a tower.
I did not draw that. We're not doing that one because that is the one bad card in tarot. Well, here's the pictures.
Yeah, they're whose
They are
whose
pretty.
deck is it?
This is by an artist. This was actually her early pre-order Kickstarter one. So Antique Anatomy Tarot by Claire Goodchild.
Oh, very nice.
Here we go.
So I have got some bad news, because you made me look up the tower,
Oh,
and
no, I'm sorry.
I
I
was actually
spoke into
originally
existence.
considering the devil. However, as you're starting to pull things back together, your hand slips and another tarot card comes falling out of the deck, and it twirls through the air and then lands onto the deck of the ship, upright, the tower.
You gotta
my fault.
understand, when a card jumps out of the deck, that means the spirits need to tell you this thing. This is bad.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel
can you
like
And
just
with
be
that,
normal and
as
like look at
the tower falls down, which is actually what apparently the tower card is supposed to symbolize as well. You look behind you, and thunder begins to roar in the distance as a few lightning flashes happen behind you, and you see the clouds beginning to drift together in the shape of that can't be right. That definitely can't be right. As almost like a hurricane cloud pattern is starting to form around the town. And that's where we go for a quick break. So we'll
I'm
be
sorry.
right back
I was the
after
one that
these
spoke
towers.
into existence. I spoke it into existence. I said tower. It's my fault.
You get what you deserve.
We'll be right
That's
back after these
nothing.
towers. Don't go anywhere. Goodbye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We have a stream. We have a Sunny. Sunny,
Hello.
tell everyone where, how, why, when, and with what they should find you.
I'm here. You should find me typing Loving Sunny, a dot card and dot something else, and find links for stuff. I do cute, I do ttrpg, I do animals a lot, and I'm here and also there. You can find me everywhere. Hi. Hey.
So we find ourselves in the town. We find ourselves in the village square as Big B's bus arrives. Their team did amazing at regionals, although they're still not entirely sure what regionals means. Um,
What is this,
and
Glee?
as no, it's baseball. Much more competitive. It is, however, baseball where you're singing while you're playing baseball.
Oh.
As you make your way to as your the bus makes its way into town, um, clouds are beginning to form, and I don't know, is Bigby the sort to look out of the windows while driving, or the sort to just doze off or play video games or something like that?
I think he would. I think he would look outside, not necessarily to pay attention to the weather, but he would see, like, thinking
Okay,
while,
so
like,
yeah, as you're looking outside, we go split screen for a moment as we see the boat on the water, but probably like 5 minutes out from the harbor. We see Willow just laughing at Raven as she's laying out the three card spread, and they're kind of teasing Raven. Because she accidentally said something that made the other ones go like, "You like Jimmy," and at that point,
Not
we
Jimmy.
see at that point as the merciless teasing happens, we see a card slip out of the tarot deck, and we see it falling, twirling through the air, and as it is falling, the dark clouds begin intensifying and begin to swirl. As above you, the beginnings of what seems like a hurricane are happening. Um, and as this happens, the card lands, and it's the tower. And that's when the first roll of thunder hits the town. The car arrives, and as Bigby starts to get out, you look up and you see the swirling of clouds above you. And on the other hand, the kids in the boat are beginning to feel like buffeting winds starting to hit their boat. So, first off, I'm going to do a move as a GM because those are always fun in PBTA likes. Specifically, I'm
I
going to
leave
place the
for
scouts in a
one
perilous
game.
situation.
I live for one baseball game, and the world is ending. Dang.
So as you are sailing towards town, heavy wind begins to buffet your ship, and given that it's a sailing ship, you are now suddenly you've trained for this. You're river scouts, dang it! But that is also a hurricane, which shouldn't be happening this far inland, but we'll get to that. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. It's buffeting your boat, and it's at that point I would like you to explain to me how are the teens going to get out of this? What are you going to try and do?
We all have our life jackets on at the very least, right?
yes, water safety first.
Yes. Yes. I feel
Is
like we
one
just
of you
gotta.
too cool for life jackets?
I feel like that's not the River Scout promise. Let's be
I was
serene about
looking at
that.
Raven specifically and waiting for an answer.
Yeah, I'm just asking Raven if she's being a bad girl and breaking the River Scout promise.
I don't think would we let her break the River Scout promise?
Also, I'm not hearing Cosmic. Is anyone else?
I didn't say anything.
Sure, you didn't.
I had myself muted, and I was just looking on in interest, not in fear. Thank you.
So, uh, is Raven the kind to actually wear her life jacket, or are we in even more trouble?
I would say she would wear a life jacket.
Cool. In that case, all of the River Scouts are at least are fairly safe if they get thrown overboard. However, how are you going to make your way through this storm?
I'm assuming just rowing, unless anyone else has a better idea.
This is a sailboat.
Oh, it's a sailboat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe don't. I'm not there.
Um, okay. I feel like we'd probably it's all hands on deck, I assume. Okay. Does anyone know any like what do we know about I mean okay, so
what do we
Yeah, this
know
is where
about
like
boats?
player knowledge clashes with character
Panicking,
knowledge, and I
panicking,
don't
Yeah.
know.
In that
Okay.
moment, my character is just
Yeah,
going
the
to say, "I
characters are
played
River Scouts,
Assassin's
we're
Creed
not.
Black Flag."
I
And
think
this-
we all look at each other like Bigby's not here. And I like what I would like I think what we do is like obviously like it sucks that like Big B isn't here, but without Big B, what can we do? I feel like we all just try to like lead each other. Like, I think the rope needs to be there. Open that sail. Oh, that can't get wet or something
Uh,
like that.
what you're describing right now is something that's technically not in the book, but
Mhm.
I kind of like the idea of doing it anyway because it means I get to hit more people with misfortunes if they fail.
oh no.
Um, which is I'm going to say every one of you make a scout move um, with your chosen strength. So which way you're approaching it. So if Wentz is just staying cool under pressure, making sure that everything goes as ordered, then go with cool. I'll definitely let uh, I'll definitely let Willow use magic in some way. Maybe tap into the innate eeriness of the storm, and I'll let Raven use her smarts because I mean you have to guide the ship through
Yeah,
this
yeah,
some
sure. I
way.
know navigation. You guys are safe.
Can I call
I mean,
them?
you might not know it, but your character does.
Yeah, we River Scouts.
Can I call them? Because
No.
I came back into town and there's a storm happening. I'm gonna
In
run.
fact, you as you get out of the boat, you see that the storm is intensifying around you, and then you look out and you see the telltale patchy like rainbow colored sail of your sailboat, which I have now decided is like a quilt like thing.
Mhm.
And you see it sailing towards you, but listing dangerously as it's being buffeted by winds. So, who would like to go first?
What
And
dice are we
for each of
rolling
you, I
for?
would like you before you roll your dice to tell me what concerns you most if you fail. And don't say the ship sinks because I mean that's obvious.
I have something worse than like the ship sinking. One of us getting thrown overboard because if the ship sinks, then like all of us are going down. But like Wentz wants everyone to go home. That's his like
Okay,
idea.
Wentz,
Don't leave a
can you
don't
keep
leave a
your
man
cool?
behind. Yes.
Go
Let's
ahead and
act
roll
that
for it.
don't leave a man behind. Also, Cosmic, the link to the dice is in the chat.
No, I know. Like I know it is. Like I do have it open. I'm just like,
Oh. Oh wait, that's a
What?
7.
That it is.
we're
So
we're
a
rolling the
7
d6s.
Oh, 2d6s.
Okay.
a 7 on, but wait for me to resolve the action of wins. So on a 7 on your scout move, you succeed, but your navigator explains how your actions will leave you vulnerable. Choose to back down or continue. If you continue, your navigator describes how it plays out. So you start gathering up. Supplies, giving orders to everyone. Like being the eye of the storm in the mess of chaos on the ship. Um, I'll say that what goes wrong here is. Does anyone have any good ideas?
My character
Wentz where
probably
it
does, but
hurts.
I don't.
My Wentz's fear is one of them not coming back, or only like if all three of them, like obviously,
True, but it's
yeah,
not a full failure. So I'm not
Mhm.
saying that one of
one
you
of them
goes
falls.
overboard because that would
Yeah.
be kind of um
My first thought is like
ah,
it'd be like that base sail thing hit somebody. Like doesn't have to hit hard, but it does like either
Oh,
distract or
Does
daze them for a
humiliation
second.
count as a bad thing? Like,
yeah,
Wentz was not cool.
I'll say this. Well, like Wentz is like keeping their calm. Everything seems to be going all right, and then the boat lists, and Wentz gets hit in the back with the sail as it starts turns around, and is thrown through the boat. Still in sight, but take a misfortune, bruised.
bruised. Okay.
And then, which one of you would like to go next?
Sure. Sure, I'll do it. I guess right now, since most of my stuff is in smarts, I would be trying to navigate back, but I think her biggest fear, and she won't say it out loud, but she loves the dumb golden retriever dog Albert. Like something like if like the dog, like even if the dog gets wet, because dogs when they're wet are icky and they fling the water on everyone. That's like it for her.
Okay, perfect. In that case, go ahead and roll your smart.
I'm rolling 2d6s, right?
2d6, and then you're adding +2.
Okay.
And best under pressure doesn't apply yet.
Okay. Wait, I'm so sorry. I'm kind of special with this. How do I change the
So
dice amount?
you should have a bunch of dice on the bottom of the screen. Just click twice on the d6.
Got it. Sorry. That should have been obvious. Can't you
Don't worry
tell
about
I'm
it.
Can't you tell
all
I'm
of
playing the smart character?
I mean, you actually rolled a 9, so yes, I guess we can tell that. So with a 9 on smarts, uh, you succeed, but the navigator explains how your actions leave you vulnerable. Choose to back down or continue. If you continue, your navigator describes how it plays out. Yeah, so as you're beginning to plot out a route back to town. However, um, as you have found the perfect route. This will get you safely to town, given that given maybe some magic bullshit. But at least you think you're going to be safe with this one. And then you see that the water is getting extra choppy, and the dumb boy of a golden retriever, Albert, has put himself on the front of the ship and is howling and barking and just having the time of his life as water is splashing up onto his face. He's having the time of his life. You probably won't.
No, not
Would you
really.
like to proceed or approach it differently?
I'm good with proceeding with that.
Okay, so as this happens, Natalie, how does Raven aid in surviving the storm?
Willow?
Oh, Willow. Yes, sorry. For some reason, Raven is also such like a fitting name for the conduit. So keep mixing them up in my head.
It's Raven, Ebony, Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way.
Mhm.
That's
Okay,
my
gotcha.
OC.
Yeah,
Don't
so
steal.
Willow. I mean, we have a new friend. They're an otter, Jack Pine. We know Eries are starting to appear more and more and more. Maybe we can call out to those Eries to at least immediately get us to a safe spot. And
Okay, so
what
you
I
essentially you want the Eries to start carrying the ship, basically.
yeah, sort of guiding it so we're not all over the place. And then what I fear is that this weather's just going to really veer us way off course. Is going to take us hours to even circle back.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me your attune roll, and I'll give you the +1 for interacting with Eries.
Okay. Roll. That is
7. Would you
Yeah.
like to use your tool or one of your tools to reroll?
Let's see. How could I spin this? It'd be my laser pointer. I'm just like Jack Pine.
You know what? I'll let you use it to lure to. You think you can use this to lure the Eries up? So.
Oh yeah, what
And
Eerie doesn't
depending on
love a
what
little red dot?
And depending on what you roll in your reroll, it'll work or it won't. So that's a
Okay.
1. You're re-rolling, and you're looking to get at least a. You had a 7 originally, right?
Yeah.
So this will put you up to an 8, which keeps you in the you succeed, but your navigator explains how your actions leave you vulnerable territory. Okay. So as you begin calling out, and you start painting like what you think is a summoning circle type deal on the water with your laser pointer. A creature made entirely once again out of paper just bursts out as a whale explodes over the ship, drenching all of you in water. And I'm going to say that everyone can take the misfortune drenched. And then it splashes back down, and for a second nothing happens. And then you feel the boat lift up from underneath you as this creature just drives you straight back to shore, and the boat arrives at the dock, and you're all soaked, but you've made it through the storm. And at this point, Bigby comes running up towards you from the town center.
We
Are you
probably give
cool
him
with
a
that proceeding, by the way?
Yes.
yeah. I think I give him a hug.
What the fuck is going on? Oh, I'm like pulling everyone for a hug,
Storm.
No, I'm
including
now
the dog.
wet catting.
Including the dog.
Oh
Just
yeah.
like-
So as the dog, Albert just hops off and then goes, "Ruff," and all of you get covered in dog fur water. But at this point, rain is beginning to fall as the storm is intensifying around you.
Okay, we should go somewhere. Still holding them, still hugging. I don't.
Yeah.
You tell
Let's
me
go-
everything, but let's go inside somewhere.
The
What the
clubhouse.
fuck?
To the clubhouse.
Isn't the clubhouse on the other side of
Clubhouse
the
is
river?
across the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go
yeah.
to
Diner.
diner.
Okay. So you start rushing towards the diner. And it is at this point that the storm is going heavier and heavier and heavier. And it's at this point you hear like a soft voice from, it's not soft because someone is talking quietly, but soft because it's coming from a ways away. Someone like desperately calling out for help.
Oh.
It's kind of in like a direction perpendicular from where you're running towards the diner, though. More in the direction of the like city, the town center. So like the library, the mayor's office, that
I
kind of
started
deal.
running
The sheriff's
immediately. I'm not
office.
even
Yeah.
saying anything to anyone. Bigby just started running.
Same, because that's the River Scout promise to help
Yeah.
people.
Bigby's just like, I came back from regionals and everything is shit.
Okay, so you are running towards the you're running towards the town center, and now we are going to flash back to the end of last session. I'm not sure if you remember, but the session ended with a book opening,
Oh.
and we now zoom out from that book as we see Jimmy has taken the book and has opened it up, and for a second is like, what as the river in it like imperceptibly starts to move, and just goes to another page, and whoa, this is so cool. Goes to another page. Here's the problem: the book is an atlas, or well, not an atlas, like one of those natural geographic books.
Yeah.
And he keeps paging through it, and then we find ourselves back to where you are all running up. The book
Fucking
has
Jimmy!
grown in size. It's now covering like a parking space in size. It's open. The the pictures in it are incredibly realistic as they're moving around, and the main like top line of the book is typhoon. And this is where you see Jimmy, who is holding on for dear life to the edge of the book, crying out, "Help! Help! I'm being sucked!" as he's being sucked in by the book.
Sucked into the book?
Yes.
Oh.
He seems to be falling into the book.
Can believe I'm about to try to save Jimmy. Can I try? I'm assuming I still have my baseball bat on me. Try to like get as least close as possible, and try to like stretch the baseball bat to try to like for him to grab the bat, and I can pull him. Listen here, you little shit.
I mean, you
We're
can
gonna
certainly
have
try.
a talk.
I
Yeah.
will help Bigby. I don't know, like I don't really know if it's gonna help, but I just know that Wentz will do that.
Like team chain to make sure Bigby doesn't fly in.
Yeah.
I think like Wentz will look at Willow because like this is Willow's like avenue. Like we can do a little bit. Well, that's like we don't know how strong his
You're
book
muted
is.
again.
Looks to my -1 in athletics. Yeah, this will work.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's fine. That's why I'm trying. Fucking
Go ahead and roll
Jimmy.
a sporty check.
Yeah.
And tell me, what are you most worried about?
Unfortunately, I'm most worried about Jimmy and I guess myself falling in the book. But mostly Jimmy. Bigme's not necessarily thinking about himself, but I feel like that's a possibility. So
Okay.
that's 2d6 plus 2? Plus
Yes,
2?
it is.
How do I
Oh, by
do
the way,
plus
you never
2?
said what you're upgrading.
I have an upgrading.
Yeah, you have an advancement, and now would be the time to use it.
Ain't that nice? How'd that work?
So you get to choose either to improve one of your scores with a
Okay.
+1,
Yeah.
or add an additional tool, or
Okay.
add a badge.
Oh.
And the reason I'm cutting you off now for a second is because, like, if you were to improve your sporty, that would
Would lead it to
that would
plus
help you here.
3. Yeah.
And as the skipper, you might actually have some. You might actually have a badge that would work as well. Take the wheel. You can rally the crew and give all players temporary +1 to the creek move. That one isn't relevant here. Undaunted, you have a certain resilience during the final phase of the curse, so that's not relevant either.
So I could add it to to my
Yeah, you could do a +1 to your
Sporty.
sporty.
I would love to do a +1 to my sporty and add a +3 to this roll.
Okay, go ahead and update your character sheet and roll for your sporty.
Oh boy.
I
Anyway.
definitely know that one of the things I'm going to be suggesting to Rich after this is more mechanics to like assist or do group checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was like an advantage roll or something. If
Right? Also pros and
wait,
cons.
there is advantage.
Wait, there is?
Yes, there is, and I'd have to double check what the reasons are you could get advantage. You can use your pocket tool to gain advantage on rolls. So you get advantage when a specific badge gives you advantage, when your scout uses their pocket tool, or when your navigator feels it's warranted. Now, I'm actually going to say you get advantage here because everyone is helping you and is therefore also putting themselves at risk.
Okay.
So I'll say you you roll with advantage, which means you roll 3d6 and
Get the two
you
best.
keep the 2 highest.
Okay. So
And then you
that's
add a
3d6 +3. Roll. Actually, the +3 should go after that. Okay. 5 and a 3.
So that's a 5 and a 3 for an 8, plus a 3 makes an 11.
An 11.
On the scout
That's
move, you
nice.
achieve what you intended. Describe how it plays out.
I describe? Holy shit. So I go running. I see it's Jimmy. I'm frustrated, but I still got my blood pumped. I'm feeling great because I think we won. I'm sure I went super cool. So I'm just like, fucking Jimmy. Anyway, you little shit. You grab this thing. And then he grabs the thing. And
Yeah,
then
he
with the
grabs
power
that,
of friendship for one
as
helping
you
me.
are all yanking him back up, he gets. Oh God! Thanks so much.
I'm gonna immediately grab him
my-
by the collar and bring him close to my face and say, "What the fuck have you done?"
Nothing. It's the book.
I'm gonna just
And
look at Willow.
for a second he was like, "Oh my God, thanks for saving me," and you can see something change in his eyes as he's like going back to my father will hear of this energy as you're doing that. Now, and he goes, let me go.
Cool it, Bigby. Cool it, Bigby. I don't think it's the guy.
Let me go, or O'Flanagan will have your heads. As he steps back, as he takes like a few steps back, then realizes that he's stepping back towards the portal,
Right?
and just turns and unless any of you try to stop him, he goes and sprints.
Before I let him go, I'm gonna ask, at least tell us everything you know about this fucking bullshit that you started, so we can fix your mess.
The book started. I was
Yeah.
looking for
How did the
It
book
started
start? What did you
growing.
do?
I did it. I was just looking at it. And then he runs off.
I don't.
Useless fucking Jimmy.
It's my. I don't know if this is it, but I don't know if it like. I don't know if he's doing it because I feel like he was just so confused about it, and maybe. I don't know, Bigby. I don't think it's him. I don't think he's behind this.
we were just visiting Aunt Hilda, and she was saying like, sometimes the person knows exactly what the curse is and they just don't care, or things are happening to them. Kind of seems you just came across it.
Yeah. Jumping off that logic, I feel like if he was the one behind it, he wouldn't be so shocked that this is happening. Like it feels like this is the first time he's encountered it.
As you're discussing this very calmly,
yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
You may want
That's
to
why I
deal with
looked
this
at
because
Willow,
the book is growing.
Willow.
Okay.
Tell me what to do.
We need to close that book somehow. Shit.
I'll call for an attune and a sporty check. And if anyone is helping with either of those, like if multiple people are like pushing the book shut, I'll give that advantage on the sporty.
I will help.
So I roll with advantage.
Yes, you roll with advantage, and then, but first, I'd say that I'd like a Willow to roll an attune without
would-
advantage, unless you can convince me that you have advantage.
I would like. I think like if Raven is helping me, then Wes will help Willow. So we can like divide and conquer as the River Scouts
Okay,
probably
how is
often
Wentz
do.
helping Willow?
Yeah, what is Willow? First of all, what is Willow doing so Wens can bounce off of it? Like what can yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just reading the fun little paragraph about what conduits are like. So they have a heightened affinity for nature and all that kind of fun stuff. So knowing the winds, understanding the patterns of the wind surging from this book, and be like, okay, if you follow that trail right there, you'll be able to go with the wind to get to that book and close it before you get sucked in.
Okay. And I think like what Wentz is doing is like walking the path with Willow, because like if we're on the path where like wind is like its wind is high powered, if one of them, if like Willow trips, it's kind of over. So I think like Wentz is kind of protecting Willow from like debris that's like coming about.
Yeah,
Or just like
You're
holding
helping
hands.
me keep my cool.
Yes, essentially.
I'll allow
yeah.
that. Go ahead and roll a tune for me with advantage.
Okay. So 3. Oh, I need to roll another one. And then another d6. Okay.
That'd be a 12 for you. So
Woo!
you begin weaving. You are being like woven through this by Wentz, and you are starting to get get a bead on the on the book. One thing, you as you like grab the as you're beginning to move closer to the book and going, no, go there. You realize something. This book feels innately magical to your senses, but it doesn't feel like it's the origin. So this doesn't feel like a cursed item per se. It feels like it was made, like the item was affected by another item. And if you succeed in shutting the book, I'll say that the additional benefit is another clue.
Okay.
Speaking of, Sunny, would you mind quick sporty with advantage because Raven is helping you?
Would love to roll sporty
Okay.
with advantage.
+2.
+3. I just got a little
yeah,
more
+3.
sporty.
Oh, and
yeah.
and you also have the forced athletics reroll.
What?
If you roll,
if I
you
roll poorly.
low, yeah, if you roll poorly, you can even do an athletics reroll.
Well, fuck yeah, let's go. Okay, 3d6. That's a very poor roll.
So
That
2,
is
2,
so
1.
silly.
You can force reroll the 1.
I'm gonna force reroll the 1. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Can I use my tool?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you can.
I forgot what
Reroll,
my second
Just
tool
explain
was.
to me how you're doing it.
Okay, I forgot what my second tool. I remember I have I have a flashlight. Can I use my flashlight somehow, or poke things around in a way that, like, okay,
How are you using?
Flip?
Try to flip the page with the
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll allow it.
With the expendable thing, because I fucking cannot roll lower than a 1, literally. So please,
Go ahead and roll again.
please.
The dice say not today.
Oof.
So that's 2 2s and a 3 makes for a 7.
Yeah.
Which is a success with a complication. So
yeah.
Unless there's anything else you want to try?
Cry?
Crying is
Okay, that's for free.
crying is a free action.
Okay. Leg?
So here's what's happening. With a 7, you start to reach under the book, and against all of your strength, you can't pull up the book. The book seems to have like slammed itself against the pavement, and the forces of the wind are just forcing it down. So then you go like, okay, first off, different tactic. Lift from your legs, not from your back, and try again. And just again, nothing works. And you jam the expandable rod underneath it, and start to pull up the page, and it works. The page is beginning to flip. However, as you're doing this, you feel the expandable rod start to flex. And here's the complication. You can do this, but the expandable rod will break.
I'm okay with this.
Okay. So
Rest in
as
peace.
you are pushing up, it goes but it gives Raven just enough purchase to go onto the page and flip it over. And as the page is flipping over, it goes onto like a scene of a desert, and completely, luckily, wind still desert. As above you, the clouds are beginning to go back to go back to normal, and then with a heave, the two of you slam the book shut, which immediately, as it slams shut, begins shrinking down back to like the atlas size that it originally was.
Big B is gonna like spread on the floor like not the victory on the pocket.
And you have a clue now, which is an affected atlas. Because as Willow walks up to it and picks it up, Willow, you immediately like feel energy coursing through it, but starting to leave it. And you would even think that with a little bit of work, you could probably track that sort of energy back to its source.
Okay. This isn't the object, so it definitely was not Jimmy. But if we can catch this while we can, we might be able to follow where the magic is going.
Let's go. Doesn't actually move off the floor for like a solid like 30
Wait,
seconds.
as in like
Just,
there's is there like a path? Like what are you saying? Like there's a path to follow? Like if we like follow the clues or
Well, it's just like the force going. I'm
Okay.
following the force.
Okay.
Natalie, you just get Willow just gets a vibe. Like if
Yeah.
you touch the book, you like feel it like pulling you towards you feel like pulling it you like to the north-ish, and then as you turn it away, it starts pulling you back. And well, where it'll pull you, that'll depend on your roll on the curse move, obviously. However, as Bigby finally starts to get up,
may I request that the
holding in his
puppy was
hand-
licking my face the whole time that I was on the floor
Yes.
for no reason?
he's holding in his hand his pocket tool, and it's just it's one of those extendable batons. So it's like first thing fine, second thing fine, third thing, and it's just hanging there, just
I have a
swaying
tiny
slightly.
baton now.
Oh.
It's okay. Hey, better than a hurricane, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Thanks,
So,
puppy.
what are you going to do next?
I want to follow this book. It's pulling me, everyone.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna follow the vibes.
I'm becoming a literal compass right now.
So, go ahead and roll a. You had advantage from the last one. I'll give you a tune with advantage on a curse move.
Okay. Cursed move.
No, not cursed move. Cursed move. Cursed moves are something completely different.
Cursed
Okay.
move is when I whip and Nene in 2023.
First move is
Ow.
what happens when Bigby dances.
Holy fuck! So,
I'm
This is
vibing
the-
today. I'm vibing. I feel this.
Sunny, I think you might want to investigate Natalie because Natalie might be a love vampire.
Mhm.
No, that's okay. You take that role. It's fine.
It's for the
it's fine.
curse.
So,
It's the good,
A
the greater
6.
good.
a 6 and a 5 makes for an 11. Plus a
Plus
2
2?
makes for a 13. The clue you find is connected to the peddler. Your navigator describes this connection. So as you're following the book, you slowly it slowly leads you towards the town square, and no, not that way. As you like pulls you slightly to the police station. No, that doesn't seem to be the thing. You hold it past the Rinkadink bookstore, and no, that doesn't seem to be the one either. And the mayor's place, no. And then it points towards the library, and you feel it just lurch ever so slightly forward, as it seems that the cursed item is in the library.
Oh.
At that point, you all don't see this because technically, I don't have to let you meet the peddler just yet. But as you see this, the shot pans back, and we see sitting at in a cafe on the town square, sipping from like a something from like a small porcelain cup. He's probably been sitting here the entire as the entire storm went. We see a figure cloaked in shadow, wearing an old 3-piece suit, and he just looks at all of you, and there's his entire face is covered in shadow, but his teeth are white, sparkling, and they reflect the light as he just gives a very, very creepy smile as he sees you approaching the library. And that's where we'll end today's session.
Ooh.
Can't wait to punch that guy.
So an additional clue, which is the cursed item, is in the library.
I'd say that's a big one.
Yeah.
And with that, we end today's session of Welcome to Cryptid Creeks. But before I let you go, let's quickly go over all of our lovely cast members, starting with Kozmic. Where, when, how, why, what, who can people find you?
Hi, I'm a Fed and also a drag queen on occasion. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram at Cosmic_Dezai.
Amazing. Next up, Natalie. What, where, how, when, why, and whomst can people find
All
you?
right. Yes, I am Natalie. Find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle or Ghostly Candle on Twitch and YouTubes. I'm a variety. Come and enjoy me. It'll be a good time. Find me in lots of places playing tabletop RPGs. Here, Girls Runs These Worlds, Nerds with Dice, more coming. So you better follow me to see all the news. I am a very tired person, but I don't like. I pretend I'm not.
Amazing. Next up, Sunny. Where, what, how, why, when, and whomst can people find you?
Me, loveysunny.card. Find many links to many things. I sometimes post on them. I've been not good at that, but I'm trying to come back because life. You can find me here. You can find me on Girls Run These Worlds. You can find me on the Sunshine Citadel. You can find all of those links on all of my links if you go to my link. Do the thing and follow me because I'm cool, and follow everyone else because they're cool. And yeah, let's go. Pet a cow.
Amazing. And then finally, last but very certainly not least, Kai, where can people find you? What do you do? When do you do it? Why do you do it? How do you do it? Where do you do it?
That's a great question. I do it literally everywhere. I'm Kai DeJesus. You can find everything that I've ever done at kaidejesuscreates.com. There's like a lot of stuff. There's stuff that I still haven't even mentioned on any of the streams because I just keep on forgetting. But a lot of it is podcasts, a lot of it is like social media, and a bunch of other stuff. You know, you can just like Google me, and I'll come up at least once. I'll literally come at least once, so you can find out what I do from there.
Okay. And then finally, hi, I'm Tav. You can call me Tavernaut. You can find me wherever Tavernauts can be found. On Twitter, for now. On Blue Sky, yes. On Discord, probably. On Twitch, no, absolutely not. On YouTube, you're here. I am, and finally on Patreon, if you want to support the stuff that I do, especially if you want to support me paying cast members, I'll do it without your support, but with your support, I can pay them more, which is always good. You can go to patreon.com/Tavernaut or to taf.yt/Patreon if you don't like long links. And find out the benefits you can get from donating. There's a bunch of really cool ones. And yeah, please support content creation. However, if you don't have the cash to burn, that's completely fine. There's other ways you can help. You can like this video, you can share it with a friend, you can subscribe to it, and you can leave a comment because YouTube likes it when you interact with stuff. And if you've gotten to this point, you probably liked what we do. Finally, last but absolutely not least, what we're actually running this for, our sponsor, because Hatchlings Games is in fact sponsoring this show. This is your mandatory sponsor notification. But honestly, I don't tell him, but I probably would have run this for free. Because this is a super cool system. I've already backed it because I want that special edition, and they are currently sitting at 31,000 euros raised with 662 backers. And I'm just refreshing the page to see if that went up. Not, it didn't go up yet, so you could technically still be the 666 backer. So go back Cryptid Creeks for the funny haha number. And with all of that, unless my friends here have something they want to say? No?
Be gay, do crime.
Be gay, do crime. Goodbye.